So the WWE have no plans for The Undertaker at WrestleMania 35. Bullshit. How's it going, everybody? This is Jordan with J-Card Wrestling here. We are about 15 hours removed from the 2019 Royal Rumble. I thought I'd come up here and kind of do like a future prediction video, if you will, for WrestleMania 35. It's something I've been thinking about for a long time. It's something that I wanted to do, and I've been thinking about for, probably since last WrestleMania. And I thought it'd be kind of cool idea to, I guess, predict it and see if it actually happens. I doubt it. It'd be really cool, but there are speculations, there are rumors, there are people in the business who think it might happen, it may not happen, but as a huge Undertaker fan, since I've been 5 years old, and then as a big Finn Balor fan who's kind of filling that void that Undertaker left since he's not really full-time anymore, since I'm a huge two fans of them in both different eras and generations, if I were to see something like this, I would probably. So I'm going to do a video on this and my thoughts on how it could get there and what I think could happen. Before I get to all that, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. I am very active on here. I try to have a couple videos up a week. I'm usually on here after every Monday Night Raw just to discuss what happened on Raw, any type of breaking news from the show or any type of significance that happened from the show. We review it. If I'm available for SmackDown, I do it for SmackDown. Sometimes I'm not. It just depends on my work schedule here. If you guys feel generous, please donate to my Patreon. I'm sorry, please subscribe please be a member of my Patreon. And if you're feeling more generous, please donate to my PayPal here. It's not required. It's just generosity. I like to keep doing this. I think they're awesome. They're fun. I'm actually meeting a lot of new people doing this for the last couple of weeks here, and it's a hell of a time, and I want to keep doing it as long as I can. So any type of generosity would be greatly appreciated. Not necessary, but greatly appreciated. But I am not begging for money. I'm really not. But if you guys like what I have to say and you like to see this continue, that's how it's going to have to happen, fortunately for me and my work situation. Also, like I said, we are just like 16 hours removed from the 2019 Royal Rumble. I have two videos up from last night. I have a part one where I live streamed for about the last 3.5 hours the show was on, and then I have a part two where I come up here and review it. The part two is really lackluster. I'm very tired from it, but I do review it. I might do another video on it because I feel like that video was just me half-assing. I was really tired. I mean, Christ, that show went till midnight last night, and usually ends 11 o'clock. I don't think that was even advertised to be that long. So anyways, if you guys haven't yet, take a look at those videos. I also discussed the 2014 Royal Rumble, which I was at. Tell you my story about that and why it was such a controversial show. And the whole 9 yards. I thought it was a great show about how controversial, how significant it was in the world of professional wrestling and with WWE. I'm also starting a new series on my channel where I review DVDs and documentaries. I've done Paul Heyman's. I did that last week. I think I'm going to do Triple H's next. I'm maybe do a couple of WWE 24 reviews. And I'm starting to watch the Monday Night Wars saga again. So I might review that. Anyway, it's all here on here for you guys to listen to. I will make a video why I'm credible with wrestling and why I'm knowledgeable and all that. If you guys are interested in that, please subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like. I would greatly appreciate it here. As you guys can tell, I try to be professional, but it doesn't happen most times. So this video that I'm making is kind of a future prediction for WrestleMania 35. As I stated before, I am going to be at WrestleMania 35. I bought tickets for it. It was actually kind of half Christmas present for my parents. I wanted to go for a long time. And New York City is only about a 5-hour drive from me. And it's definitely doable. And I have some family living over there and some friends too. So it's going to be one hell of a time. I'm looking forward to it. And like I stated before as well, I have been a huge, massive Undertaker fan since I started watching wrestling. I've been an Undertaker fan literally since 2000, 1999, 2000, before he was I guess right before he was the biker Undertaker, the badass Undertaker, and then when he returned as a dead man, I mean, that was probably one of the highlights of my childhood in 2004 when at WrestleMania 20 he returned as the dead man. So I've been a huge Undertaker fan for such a long time. And I'll probably make a separate video on why he's my favorite. But now that I'm an adult, right, at least I try to be. But now that I'm an adult, now Undertaker is really not part of the roster anymore. Who's filled that void now is Finn Balor. And really because of the Demon, I watched Demon at NXT when he debuted in main roster. I was so happy for him because he won the Universal title, and I thought it was going to be a long, great run for him, and it's been awesome for him. And it would be awesome for him, rather. And then, unfortunately, he got hurt in, the first big match he had. I think he tore something in his shoulder, like a rotator cuff or something like that, and he was out. And then he came back the night after WrestleMania 33. I think it was WrestleMania 33. He came back. And ever since then, he's really done nothing. And he's only had the Demon out a couple times. And I'm really disappointed in how WWE has pushed him as far as a wrestler goes. I think it's really disappointing. He's such a great wrestler, and I would not blame him after all of this. He goes to all Elite Wrestling with his buddies. Like I said, this is recorded the day after the Royal Rumble 2019. Finn Balor lost to Brock Lesnar. So here's what I think. Since Finn Balor has no direction at this point, he has no direction where he needs to go, what's going to happen to him. Either one or two things are going to happen. One, he's going to get another push toward the title and or work with the main guy at a WrestleMania. Or two, he's just going to be a mid-carder again, working all these meaningless matches, and then when his contract expires, he's going to AEW. Now, if I were WWE, I would be nervous as shit. I would not want to lose a wrestler like Finn Balor. He is incredible in the ring. He's so athletic. He gives you everything. He has the mic skills, the wrestling skills. He has all the ingredients to become a face of the company and to be an awesome world champion. So I'm really disappointed in how he's being booked in the last 2 years. And he even said himself, good things happen to people who wait. Well, Christ, it's been over 2 years. I mean, how much longer can you wait? You're only in your prime once, and Finn Balor's not that young. He's about 35. I mean, his prime is probably almost over, so I don't want him to get a big push when he's on his prime. So I'm hoping that he stays around, and I'm going to predict if WWE has The Undertaker do something this WrestleMania, and if WWE pushes Finn Balor to do something towards WrestleMania, this is what I'm going to predict here. I'm probably wrong. I could be right. I hope I'm right, and I bet you a whole bunch of people would agree with me that I hope I'm right. There's a lot of rumors going around, but I am predicting right now on January 28th, 2019, that WrestleMania 35 will have The Undertaker versus Demon Finn Balor. And let me tell you why I think it's going to happen. So as of right now, I'm looking at the Wrestling Observer newsletter. It's saying, according to the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, there are currently no plans or matches set for The Undertaker at WrestleMania 35 at this time. It had appeared that Undertaker had possibly wrestled his last match against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 33, where he left his gear in the ring. However, he ultimately returned to face and defeat John Cena at WrestleMania 34 last year, and which was, as a fan for me, it was awesome, but it was kind of like, it was random. It was really random. It was really cool, but it was random at the same time here. But now they're saying that, of course, that doesn't mean that plans could change. I really, honest to God, believe that you can't tell me that you're not going to have nothing for The Undertaker at WrestleMania at all. It doesn't have to be a match. It could be an appearance. How many times over the years did we have, you know, the Wyatt family and then The Rock comes out, or we had we had a bunch of people in the ring with The Rock and Ronda Rousey, WrestleMania 31, and Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, and all that. You can't tell me that you couldn't use Undertaker for a segment like that. I have a hard time believing that he won't do anything at WrestleMania, let alone even wrestle. I feel like he's going to do something at WrestleMania. But what I predict, like I said before, I predict The Undertaker and Finn Balor at WrestleMania 35, and I'll tell you guys why I think it's going to happen and how it's going to happen. Why I think it's going to happen, here on the Undertaker side, it's going to happen because The Undertaker, he had a retirement match, of course, at WrestleMania 33, where he left all of his ring gear in the ring, and then ultimately it was his retirement, and then he came back. So you can't tell me you're going to have just a quiet little exit for The Undertaker, and his last match was against storyline brother Kane versus D-Generation X, which you think that might be a cool match to end it on, but you can't tell me that it wasn't advertised as his last match. You have to have someone as historic as The Undertaker advertise his last match, because you're going to have the whole world watching from generation to generation to generation. You have 30-plus years of wrestling fans watching The Undertaker's last match, and you can't tell me that you're not going to advertise that. You would get a lot of people from all over the world watching it from generation to generation. People who haven't watched wrestling in years would watch that, So I think that you can't have something with Undertaker and it's just going to be over with, one little tiny match and then done. You can't have Undertaker. You cannot. Now on the Finn Balor side, Finn Balor, like I said before, has not been pushed very well, has not been booked very well with WWE. He has just been stale. I hate saying that word, but he's just been stale. We've hardly seen Demon Finn Balor since his debut on the main roster. We saw it a shit ton of times in NXT, but we didn't see it a lot in the main roster. And so far in the main roster, I believe he's undefeated. And we all speculate that he should have been the Demon for the Royal Rumble in 2019 versus Brock Lesnar, but of course he wasn't. And he wasn't even the Demon at WrestleMania 34 last year, which really threw everybody off. Threw me off too. I was kind of disappointed in that. So you have to imagine, that Demon has to come out soon. And if Finn Balor is really going to exit WWE, I guess, maybe he should do the Demon a couple more times. But again, it all just depends on what WWE has plans for Finn Balor and what else, if Finn Balor's going to be pushed or he's just going to say, fuck it, I'm out, and he's going to do all elite. It just really depends. So here's my thing with Finn Balor. Either he is going to get pushed and have a major storyline, or he's going to mid-Carter and leave. So let's pretend that WWE wants to keep Finn Balor in the picture, which I know they do, but let's pretend they put him in a major storyline towards Undertaker WrestleMania 35. Now, this doesn't have to be tonight or on Monday Night Raw, the night after the Royal Rumble, the Raw. This doesn't have to be tonight. It could be in February, like 4 weeks from now, when this could happen. Let's pretend for the next couple weeks on Monday Night Raw, Finn Balor, he just ended his match with Brock Lesnar. He's probably pretty upset. Vince McMahon is probably on Finn Balor's ass saying, I know you couldn't do it. You're just a little guy. I have a lot of respect for you, but you're basically nothing. Vince McMahon doesn't really like Finn Balor much. If that just pisses off Finn Balor to the point where he almost kind of snaps, if you will. But before that, maybe we have weeks and weeks and weeks of Finn Balor winning all these matches, just like these meaningless matches. Doesn't have to be towards anything. Doesn't have to be towards the Universal title. I mean, it really can't be now because you have Seth Rollins, time, and Brock Lesnar's probably not going to wrestle again until Mania 35. So then you really can't have him. I mean, I hope to God it doesn't go towards the Intercontinental title for Bobby Lashley, because I do not want to see that shit. So let's just pretend that Finn Balor for the next couple weeks just have these meaningless matches on Raw, and it just to prove, to Vince McMahon that he can be all these guys, and he is a top guy, and he can do exactly what Vince McMahon doesn't think he can do. just because, he's a smaller guy, and just because, he's not the muscular guy that Vince McMahon likes, or the big guy that Vince McMahon likes, doesn't mean that he can't win anything, or, make any type of accomplishments in his wrestling career at WWE. So let's just say a couple weeks from now, 6 weeks, I keep saying months, 6 weeks from now, Finn Balor just snaps. He just snaps at Vince McMahon and says, I can beat anybody. I can do anything you put me test to. I have beaten this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. I can do anything that you want me to do. Anything you put in front of me, I will accomplish it. And then basically what Finn Balor is looking for is just to prove Vince McMahon that he can do anything he wants, what he desires to do. He can do anything, that Vince McMahon puts in front of him. He can accomplish it. He can climb that mountain. He can do all that. So Vince McMahon maybe like, he'd be like, Vince McMahon could say, well, I have a challenge for you. That if you want to impress me and you want me to consider you a world title contender, the top guy in the company, the number one guy in all the company, and with me, I have one test for you, And then he'd be like, at WrestleMania 35, it will be Demon Finn Balor versus The Undertaker. And then the whole entire arena, I'm sure, would pop. Everyone would pop at home, and it would be just an awesome, awesome, awesome reaction towards everybody. I know that's something not a lot of people want to see, but I think as wrestling fans, it's something we probably need to see at WrestleMania 35. Finn Balor accepts, and then that's how you start the storyline between The Undertaker versus Finn Balor. And then continuing on and on and on, Finn Balor keeps having these matches, keeps talking shit on Undertaker. I can beat you. You may be the dead man, but I am the demon. And then maybe Finn Balor might have like a run with an altercation with Kane. That'd be kind of cool. Like maybe let's say what's the pay-per-view before WrestleMania? Fastlane. Yeah, I'll be in Cleveland. I might go to that. Keep up to date. I might go to that because it's not too far from me. But let's say like at Fastlane, for example, somehow Kane, it depends what he's doing with his mayor stuff, but Kane has a feud with Finn Balor and says, you want a taste of The Undertaker, your best shot is me. And let's say at Fastlane, it's Demon Finn Balor versus Demon Kane. That'd be kind of cool. I know we don't really see Kane much anymore. He's not what he used to be. But just having these two characters in the same ring and the two entrances, that'd be awesome. I think that'd be awesome. So let's say that happens at Fastlane. Kane versus Finn Balor at Fastlane. Finn Balor wins, and maybe there's afterwards some sort of presence from an Undertaker. He doesn't have to be there, just a gong, like a video package, and then that would be it for Fastlane. And then like the 3-4 weeks in between Fastlane and WrestleMania, you might have the Undertaker come out and talk, and then maybe Finn Balor's every week, so you're gonna have to have Finn Balor come out and not the Undertaker, or Undertaker's there and Finn Balor won't come out because he's gonna be there every week. But let's just say maybe Finn Balor comes out, has a couple of matches, keeps talking shit, keeps saying some shit, and then just in between there, you have Undertaker doing these video packages and a couple gongs. And then the Monday before WrestleMania, you have The Undertaker in the ring, and then you have, maybe not, I think they should have the WrestleMania. Let's say you put those two in the same ring. Just normal Finn Balor and Undertaker, just a face-to-face, talk shit, and then maybe a couple, like, different powers from Undertaker showing him, and then maybe, Finn Balor has a couple of these, smokes, like special effects thing coming from the ramp and like all red shit and all that. I think WWE could do something like that. I think that it would be awesome. Just like a taste of what they could do at WrestleMania, and then that be it. I thought I did, but not thinking about it, saying it out loud, I don't. I don't want to see Demon Finn Balor and The Undertaker in the same ring until WrestleMania 35. I want that first time awe factor of Demon Finn Balor versus The Undertaker inside a WrestleMania ring. I want to see that first time, not only on TV, but in person. And I think that would be awesome. Can you imagine at WrestleMania 35 those two entrances? Holy shit. That would be awesome. Imagine Finn Balor's entrance, and imagine Undertaker's entrance, and then you get to the ring, and something but smoke from both entrances, and they're just staring at each other, the demon and then the dead man. Yeah, the entrances might be 20 minutes long, perhaps, but how awesome would that be? As a wrestling fan, I would be marking out so fucking bad. It would be awesome. And then who'd win the match? Man. That could go either way here. You could have Finn Balor beat The Undertaker. I mean, it depends. Man, it depends a lot of scenarios here. Let's just say, yes, this is chapstick. Let's just say that Finn Balor and Vince McMahon come to agreement, and they say, you'll get what you want. You'll get this and that, all these world title shots, a couple world titles, and just as long as you don't go to AEW, basically, as they're trying to do. As long as you're going to AEW, we'll give you that, this and that, this and that. But to boost that, we'll have you beat The Undertaker WrestleMania 35 as Demon Finn Balor, and then Demon Finn Balor's undefeated, right? So you would think you had to beat The Undertaker, but it's The Undertaker WrestleMania at his, best game, if you will. So who would win that match? Like I say, it just depends. If WWE wants to keep Finn Balor around, I think they might have him win. I think they might have him beat Undertaker WrestleMania 35. And then would that be under The Undertaker? Maybe. I mean, he could do a career or on the line type thing. I think the person who take over The Undertaker's spot, the closest thing is Finn Balor. There's no one really else out there who can really take The Undertaker's spot. I mean, there's never going to be another Undertaker. There never will be. But there might be somebody out there who could, take that role of this, unique, I don't say creepy, this unique, dark entity. And I think that's Finn Balor. I think it's Demon Finn Balor as well. So I'm not really sure. It just depends, man. It just depends. This video I'm trying to do is just how they could do a storyline between Demon Finn Balor and Undertaker. And there's a whole bunch of other scenarios in there, a lot of real life scenarios in there too. So I think it's what you do with Finn Balor. If you have him stay, you have him beat him. If The Undertaker does win, it's just going to be another win on The Undertaker for WrestleMania. So it kind of makes sense for actually Finn Balor to beat The Undertaker. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it would make more sense for him to beat him, Finn Balor to beat Undertaker WrestleMania 35. And that's something Finn Balor could have under his belt for the rest of his career. If WWE works something out with Finn Balor, they can keep pushing him and keep just shoving it in our throats that he beat The Undertaker WrestleMania 35. Just the whole 9 yards. I can see it happening now. I'm not really sure who'd win that. I don't know. It just depends. I'm going to leave it open-ended for everybody. I'm not going to predict the winner. All I'm saying is that it would make more sense for Finn Balor to win, but I'm not going to pick a winner. I will pick a winner if this match really does happen at WrestleMania 35. I will pick a winner if this does happen at WrestleMania. Like I said, I'll be there. And if it does happen, I will shit myself. But again, like I said, you can't tell me you don't have any plans for the Undertaker WrestleMania 35 in New York City. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. I will see it when I will believe when I see it, but I don't believe it in the meantime. I do not. And I also see WWE pushing Finn Balor somehow. Unless he told WWE when my contract's up, I'm going to AEW, and then they just keep pushing mid card. That they could do that. I mean, pissed off Finn Balor, just keep him, bearing him, and then he's out, and there's AEW. I could see that too. So I don't know. I'm just going with what I want to see happen, not what's going to happen, but I would like to see happen. And I really think that there is a good possibility that this could happen. I really, really do. I can see why it's going to happen. I can see how it's going to happen, and who knows. The shit between Finn Balor now and Vince McMahon could have been a seed planting already for this match. It's kind of like with WrestleMania 32 with Vince McMahon telling his son Shane that he's going to fight The Undertaker WrestleMania 32. And if he wins, he has power over Monday Night Raw. And it could be like this, except it's Finn Balor. And it'd be more of an actual wrestling technical match. And it'd be awesome entrances, awesome characters, awesome everything. I actually, honest to God, think it'd be a great, great classic WrestleMania match there. So that's it for me, guys. That's what I like to see. I would like to see The Undertaker versus Demon Finn Balor at WrestleMania 35 at MetLife Stadium in New York City in 2019. I will be there, like I said. I would kill for this match to happen. I would love to see it happen. But like I said, as of January 28th, 2019, there are no plans for the Undertaker WrestleMania 35, and this is the night. This is the day after Finn Balor. Normal smiley face Finn Balor lost to Brock Lesnar WrestleMania. Jesus, I can't talk today. This is just right after Finn Balor lost to Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. So I don't know what's going to happen with Finn Balor. I don't know what's going to happen with The Undertaker. This is just why I predict that could happen, and I'm going to say most likely because I don't think it's most likely, but what I could see happening. What do you guys think watching this and hearing my thoughts? I think it could happen. I would like to see it happen. The likelihood of it happening, let's be realistic here, the likelihood of it happening, I'm going to say no, but it could be 50-50. I've heard a lot of rumors, a lot of speculations, a lot of, people talking and saying this and that, this and that. But we'll have to see what happens, I guess. We'll have to see if anything, like I said, something similar happens. Even something similar happens to this, like what I projected, I would be happy. It doesn't have to be exact, but I think that's one way, and a likely possible way that could happen at WrestleMania 35. And you can't tell me that seeing Demon Finn Balor in The Undertaker WrestleMania 35 would be kind of cool to see. You missed an opportunity with Sting at WrestleMania 31. Missed the opportunity. I think you'd make it up a little bit by doing Demon Finn Balor and Undertaker. Undertaker only has more time left, and he has to retire soon. He has to, unless he already hasn't, which I cannot imagine him already retiring without some sort of goodbye anything. But I think you can make the loss of The Undertaker and Sting not happening, make it up with Demon Finn Balor versus The Undertaker WrestleMania. So that's it. I kind of rambled on that for a little while there. That's my predictions. What do you guys think on here? I think it'd be really cool to see. Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think it's possible? What do you guys think? I'm really interested in seeing what you guys think, that what this could happen, how it could happen, and why not, and all that. If you guys watch this video, the whole thing, thank you so much for watching. I really enjoy doing stuff like this. Like I said before, subscribe down below. Hit the like button if you feel generous. Please donate to my PayPal, my Patreon, to keep this running. I love doing this. This is awesome. I like to reach out to a whole bunch of people and talk wrestling because I don't have that very often anymore. So reach out to me. We'll talk wrestling. If you want me to do another video like this on predictions, I will. Just let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.